Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, Natalie ends up sitting down to have a talk with Diamond the Body and Jayla, and during this conversation, she tells them that she wanted to put together a house meeting because she wanted to bring in the replacements. However, she kind of doesn't feel like doing another house meeting because nothing ever gets accomplished, and Jayla and Diamond the Body were very adamant at the fact that they didn't think it was a good idea to do another house meeting because every house meeting the two of them end up getting into a fight with somebody in the group. Now, I agree with them. I don't really see the point of the house meeting because nothing gets accomplished. However, I don't think that the purpose of the house meeting is to get people to resolve their issues. I think they put them all in one room together because they know that the girls that don't like each other are going to end up having words, and then they're going to end up fighting, and that gets more people to watch the show, and that's exactly what they want. Now, during this conversation, Jayla ended up telling Natalie that she doesn't see the point in her bringing in the replacements at this point, and I agree with her with that because I kind of forgot that they even had replacements. I don't remember a lot of their names. I don't even really remember what they look like because we have not seen them for weeks now. Like, we haven't seen these replacements since they did the nature walk, and that was weeks ago. So at this point, I just don't really see a point in having them on the show. Now, I will say I was looking at Jayla sideways during this conversation, though, because she brought up the fight between Scotty and Gretchen, and basically she tried to say that, you know, Scotty won the fight and that she was really beating up Gretchen, and that's not what I saw when I saw that fight. To me, that wasn't even a fight. That was more of a scuffle because, you know, Scotty was swinging, but nothing was really connecting, and Gretchen was drunk and nothing she was doing was really connecting. Insecurity was in the way. So I don't know where she got this idea that Scotty brutally beat up Gretchen. But Jayla did say that she has an issue with Callie because Callie is so cool with Gretchen, and it seems like she's trying to protect her. I don't understand why she cares who Callie is cool with because it's not like these other girls like Callie anyway. When she first showed up on the show this season, nobody was really feeling her, so I don't know why they care if she likes the person that none of them really like. So Mariahlynn and Tesheki end up meeting up on the beach, and basically Mariahlynn tells Tesheki that the reason why she left the club early in last week's episode is because she saw Ahna and she felt like she wasn't going to be able to control herself. So to avoid ruining everybody else's time at the club, she decided that it was a good idea for her to leave early. However, she said that the next time she sees Ahna, the two of them are going to fight because obviously Ahna put her hands on Mariahlynn's mom. Now, during this conversation, Mariahlynn starts crying because she said that she doesn't like that Ahna put her in this situation where now she has to put her hands on her, even though they were friends at one point. I honestly don't think that Mariahlynn and Ahna had a genuine friendship, even though the both of them keep crying about having to fight. I don't think they had a genuine friendship based off the things that they were saying to each other in this episode. The things that they were yelling back and forth at each other in this episode made me feel like these were things that they already felt about each other, and they were just waiting for the right time to throw this shit in each other's faces. And you know, Tesheki is friends with both Mariahlynn and Ahna, so she kind of felt put in the middle of this situation because both of them keep talking about each other to her, and she just doesn't know what to do at this point. She did say that she heard two different sides of the story, like she heard Ahna's side and then she heard Mariahlynn's side, and she feels like the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. So she's trying to get Mariahlynn to agree to have a talk with Ahna, but Mariahlynn said that she's not interested in talking, that she has no choice but to put her hands on Ahna for putting her hands on her mother. And look, I understand why she wants to fight Ahna because if somebody put their hands on my mother, I would want to fight them too. However, she does have to admit that her mother was wrong, and her mother probably is the one that started the fight. I highly doubt that Ahna just went up to Mariahlynn's mother and started talking shit to her so that the two of them could fight. I just don't think that that's the way that things happened. Now, Callie and Ahna end up having a conversation where they basically run down everything that happened between Mariahlynn's mother and Ahna, and basically they agreed on what the story actually was. So basically, Callie was downstairs where Mariahlynn's aunt and mother were eating, and basically Callie said that Mariahlynn's mother and her aunt were talking bad about Ahna. So when Callie saw that Ahna was coming, she ended up running over to where Ahna was and stopping her from coming over there because she told her that Mariahlynn's mother's energy wasn't good, and obviously Ahna could hear Mariahlynn's mother talking about her or yelling things at her. So basically Callie's trying to tell Ahna to leave. Ahna starts talking really loudly and she starts saying that she doesn't fight old bitches. So that's when Mariahlynn's aunt and mother ended up coming over there. She said that basically Callie was trying to stop them from fighting, but Mariahlynn's mother was swinging over Callie to try to hit her, and her aunt ended up running up, and then, Mariahlynn's mom smacked her cell phone out of her hand, or she snatched the cell phone, one of the two, and it just got really crazy. So I'm confused as to why Callie ends up kind of telling a different story to Mariahlynnn. I just feel like it's a messy situation because during this conversation, Callie admitted that Mariahlynn's mother was the one that was getting physical with Ahna first before Ahna decided to do anything. And I can understand that either way, Mariahlynnn is still going to be upset at Ahna because Ahna obviously fought her mother and anybody would be upset about that. But Ahna, to me, didn't do anything wrong because at the end of the day, just because that's your friend's mother, if she puts her hands on you, that doesn't mean you just stand there and let her hit you. You're obviously going to defend yourself in that situation. Now, because Ahna was not there when all the drama took place in last week's episode between Gretchen, Jayla, Scotty, and Callie, she ended up asking Callie what happened because she got a different story from the other girls. So basically, Callie ends up telling her that her and Gretchen ended up getting into it with each other, but they decided to make up. And then Jayla and Scotty came downstairs and started questioning their friendship and getting involved in something that had nothing to do with them, which I thought was really weak of the two of them because I feel like if they're not addressing whether or not Natalie is really their friends because of how many fights they've gotten into with Natalie, then they shouldn't be questioning anybody else's friendship. We just saw Natalie and Scotty physically fight each other multiple times last season, so they're the last people to be questioning anybody else's friendship. Scotty and Gretchen ended up getting into a little bit of a tussle, and then obviously Jayla and Callie ended up getting into a little bit of a scuffle. It wasn't really a fight because Callie ran over there to fight Jayla, and then Jayla got one hit in on Callie, and Callie basically got away from her. Callie did admit though that Jayla hit her really hard in the face. I like that she was able to admit that Jayla did catch her in the face because we all saw it, but I just thought it was stupid for them to fight anyway because the situation between Gretchen and Callie had nothing to do with the other girls. I don't know why they got involved, but then Rolly ended up involving herself. She ended up fighting Gretchen. Gretchen came out of nowhere and started trying to fight Rolly from behind, and then Callie ended up snatching off Rolly's wig. So there was a lot of drama that happened in last week's episode. But I will say, I think that Ahna and Callie are going to end up getting into it at some point this season because after they had a conversation, Ahna was in her confessional, and she basically said that she feels like Callie is a flip-flopper because when Gretchen is around, she doesn't talk to anybody, but then when Gretchen is not around, then she's cool and buddy-buddy with everybody else. Now, I don't necessarily think that that makes her a flip-flopper. Maybe when Gretchen is around, she feels like she needs to be with Gretchen because none of the other girls like her and she doesn't want her to be left by herself, and maybe that's the reason why she does that. I just want to give Callie the benefit of the doubt because I really don't have a problem with her. However, I don't like that she's telling conflicting stories in this situation when it comes to the whole Ahna fighting Mariahlynn's mom situation because I heard her tell two different stories so far. Now, Rolly, Meatball, Scotty, and Tinkerbella all end up having a conversation, and Rolly is basically giving props to Tinkerbella for getting her Baddies chain in last week's episode, and you can tell that Tinkerbella is really excited about it. Now, I'm not really a fan of Tinkerbella so far because I feel like we haven't been able to really get to know who she is as a person yet. However, I think that it's okay for her to be happy that she ended up getting the Baddies chain, and I'm starting to look at Meatball sideways. I'm starting to look at her like she's not a real friend and she's more of a hater because I think it's weird how upset she got when Tinkerbella got the Baddies chain, and she's claiming that the reason why she's upset about it is because she feels like Tinkerbella was rubbing it in her face when she got on the microphone and was very excited that she got the Baddies chain, and I don't think that that was Tinkerbella's, reasoning for getting on the microphone. I think she got on the microphone because she was just so happy that she got the Baddies chain. I don't think she was thinking about Meatball in that situation at all. So I'm starting to look at Meatball sideways because you would think that she would just be happy for her friend, but instead she's acting salty and she's acting like a hater. So I definitely can see their friendship ending pretty soon. Now listen, Tesheki and Mariahlynn end up sitting down in the living room having a one-on-one conversation about the whole situation between her and Ahna, and I have to say I give props to Tesheki after this conversation that she had with Mariahlynn because to me she kept it 100% real with Mariahlynn because Mariahlynn tried to say that Ahna is the reason for all this drama that went down, and Tesheki made made it very clear that she feels like Ahna and Mariahlynn contributed to why things are the way that they are between the two of them, and I like that she did that. Tesheki also made sure to mention that it was Mariahlynn's mom that put her hands on Ahna first, and that Ahna waited until Mariahlynn's mom hit her 3 times before she decided to do something back. But Mariahlynn kept saying that she doesn't care, that she feels like Ahna could have walked away from the situation, even though Mariahlynn was not there. Now listen, I understand her riding with her mother. That is the truth. But she can say that her mother was wrong, but still say that she's going to fight Ahna because of the principle of the situation that the girl put her hands on her mother. She can still keep her integrity, but instead she's not really doing that, in my opinion. And Tesheki did make sure to point out that, you know, what was Ahna supposed to do if Mariahlynn's mother kept putting her hands on her? Then what was she supposed to do? Just sit there and not defend herself? Nobody would have sat there and not defended themselves, even though that was somebody's mother, because Tesheki ended up asking Mariahlynn if the roles were reversed and it was Ahna's mother that ended up putting her hands on her, what would she do in that situation? And Mariahlynn was lying. She said that she would kind of back away from her mother and she wouldn't put her hands on her, but I don't believe Mariahlynn. And Tesheki told Mariahlynn to her face that she doesn't believe that she wouldn't swing on Ahna's mother if Ahna's mother swung on her, and I agree. I don't think that Mariahlynn would just sit there and let Ahna's mother hit her. Now, because Tesheki is friends with both Mariahlynn and Ahna, she tries to get Mariahlynn to have a conversation with Ahna without fighting, just to hear Ahna's side of the story, but Mariahlynn said that she doesn't want to hear Ahna's side of the story. She just wants to fight her as soon as she sees her. Now, Biggie and Ahna ended up walking into the room where Tesheki and Mariahlynn were having this conversation, and obviously Mariahlynn said that it was on site, so as soon as she saw Ahna, she jumped up out of her seat. Now, Biggie was trying to stop them from fighting because they just walked into the room, but Mariahlynn was not having it, and her and Ahna started fighting. Now, to me, this first round was not really a fight because they were swinging, but they weren't connecting anything, and they were kind of backing away from each other after each swing. So to me, this was not really a fight, and nothing really happened. But then they ended up fighting again, and this time a few hits did connect. I definitely saw Ahna catch Mariahlynn in the mouth during this fight, but to me, neither one of them was really doing any damage during the fight. It was just a really messy situation. Now, at one point when Mariahlynn and Ahna were trying to fight each other, Biggie and Tesheki were kind of laughing and dancing on the couch. And look, I know some people were saying that Tesheki was being fake for laughing during this fight, but I think she was laughing because at this point, what could she do about it? She tried to hear both sides of the story. She tried to get the two of them to talk it out, but they would not do it. She tried to be a voice of reason, and when that didn't work, she threw her hands up and she let it go. Now, Biggie, on the other hand, said that even though she's friends with both Mariahlynn and Ahna, she's on Ahna's side and that she's gonna ride with Ahna. So to me, she was never really friends with Mariah in the first place. Now, at one point when they were getting ready to fight again, Ahna was trying to tell her side of the story, but Mariahlynn kept cutting her off and saying that her mother and Callie told her a different story. I'm confused how Callie is telling Mariahlynn a different story when earlier in this episode we heard Callie and Ahna talk together and they told the same story. So I'm confused where Callie's coming from. Now, Mariahlynn keeps yelling for Callie to come into the room because she wants Callie to tell the story all over again. And when Callie comes into the room, she kind of tells the same story that she told with Ahna. However, I can tell that she was more so siding with Mariahlynn in this situation because she can relate to her, because she knows what it feels like to have her mom beat up by somebody younger than her, because Krishan obviously beat up Callie's mom a few years ago. And my thing is, at the end of the day, I feel like Ahna did what she had to do in that situation. Could she have walked away? Sure, she could have walked away. However, Mariahlynn's mother is also older than Ahna, like a lot older than Ahna, so she could have walked away from the situation too. She could have not even started any trouble or put her hands on this girl in the first place when she's the older person in the situation. So to me, Mariahlynn's mother was the one in the wrong. Now, Mariahlynn and Ahna get to fighting again, and again, to me, neither one of them was really doing anything. They were running up on each other and swinging, but nothing was really connecting. But Mariahlynn was trying to act like she did some damage to Ahna during the fight because Ahna looked like her eye was messed up, but it was only because she had her eyelash off. Like, her eyelash was ripped off during the fight, so it looked like something was wrong with her eye. But once she pulled the other, eyelash off, you could tell that there was nothing wrong with her eye. So I don't know what Mariahlynn was talking about. However, I did think that it was funny when Ahna did call out Mariahlynn for always trying to be up Tesheki's ass and jumping into all of Tesheki's fights. I thought that that was funny because I've been thinking that from the very beginning. It looks like she's trying hard to be close to Tesheki because that's probably somebody that she wants to be friends with, or she's afraid to be on her bad side because she doesn't want to get beat up, and that's the reason why she clings to Tesheki the way that she does, but I never really thought that they were close in the first place. I feel like Mariahlynn tries to make it seem like they're closer than they actually are. And I know people talk about how Mariahlynn has jumped into Tesheki's fights, but Tesheki never jumps into her fights. But Tesheki never asked Mariahlynn to jump into any of her fights. Mariahlynn did that on her own because she was trying to prove something to Tesheki. So I don't know. I feel like what Ahna's saying was right, and I actually agree. Mariah got so upset that she ended up storming off, and her and Tesheki ended up having some words because Mariahlynn felt some type of way that when Ahna was saying that Mariahlynn was up Tesheki's ass, that Tesheki didn't say anything to defend her in that situation. And look, Tesheki absolutely could have said, no, that's my friend, she's not up my ass, don't say that, don't put me involved in it. However, at the end of the day, this is not her beef. She shouldn't have to be in the middle of a beef between two people she's friends with. I think if they want to beef with each other, they need to leave her out of it. And so I don't really feel like she did anything wrong in that situation. However, Mariahlynn has shown that she has Tesheki's back, so maybe Tesheki could have shown that she had Mariah's back a little bit. I don't really know. The thing about it is that everybody ended up leaving Mariahlynn upstairs, and they ended up leaving with Ahna kinda, and I felt bad for Mariahlynn for a second until I remembered what she did to Bianca a few episodes ago. Bianca was supposed to be her friend, and as soon as Bianca didn't jump into one of her fights, she sat there and she got pissed off and mad and turned everybody against Bianca. Everybody ganged up on Bianca. People were putting their hands on Bianca, and she sat there and didn't say anything. Even made up with Asian Doll, who just put her hands on her just so that she can spite Bianca. So for me, I don't really feel bad for Mariahlynn in this situation. Now, Callie ended up going downstairs and she's being buddy-buddy with Mariahlynn. She's hugging her and telling her that she did her big one for her mother. And Mariah is eating it up at this point, and because Callie is the only person that came downstairs to check on her, she feels like that's somebody that she can be cool with. I don't feel like they'll have a genuine friendship though, because of the way that things started out between the two of them. I just don't think that they could have a genuine friendship with each other. But at this point, they're kind of leaning on each other because they need one another. Like, basically at this point, Mariahlynn doesn't feel like she has any of her other friends because nobody jumped in to defend her in this situation. And Callie doesn't really have anybody but Gretchen, so she's kind of leaning on Mariah. So I can see the two of them trying to form some type of friendship. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Baddies Caribbean. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.